Hi everyone, welcome back to a new post today. And we know that India is still an agriculture economy, almost employing close to 40% of the population of the country. Another major employment provider is the food processing sector as well as the textile industry. Today, a major event is taking place with regard to the food processing sector in India. And the food processing sector, let me tell you, closely employs almost 12.38% of the labor force in the country, and this is according to the Lok Sabha information. So it is the fifth largest industry in terms of production, consumption, exports and potential for growth as well. And recently, just today itself, the World Food India second edition was launched in New Delhi by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it is being organized by the Ministry of Food Processing and Industries as a part of the International Year of Millets celebration that was adopted by the United Nations at the behest of India. And Prime Minister inaugurated just the second edition of it. It is a very important platform for India, especially to provide an avenue for investors and to speak about the potential of India. I told you that food processing sector is a major employment provider and will have a lot of forward and backward linkages because it's closely related to the agriculture sector. So the growth and development of the food processing sector not only involves growth of the agriculture sector, but also growth and prosperity of the rural India. So World Food India aims to showcase India as a food basket of the world, and is the second edition is being celebrated now in 2023 as a part of the International Year of Millets. It is providing a platform for networks and businesses, for government bodies, industrial professionals, farmers, entrepreneurs, startups and also other stakeholders to engage in discussion, establish partnership and also explore the investment opportunities for the agri-food process sector in the country. The event will provide a platform for meaningful discussion and also will explore investment opportunities in India in the agri-food sector. India is becoming a major granary of the world and is looking at export potential of food grains and other food products from the country. India is reposing its fate in the growth of agriculture, not only at home but also agriculture exports, and this will help be one of the industries that will help India to become a major developed economy by 2047. So the event is poised to host about 80 countries, including the CEOs of some prominent food processing companies as well. It will feature a reverse buyer-seller meet and also 1200 overseas buyers from across 80 countries. The Netherlands will serve as a partner country and Japan will be the event's focus country. So let's have an overview of the food processing sector in India. India has a varied climatic ecosystem. We have various agroclimatic zones, and also the government has come up with one district, one product to increase the export potential not only of few food grains in the country, but also other products that are grown in various agri-climatic zones in the country as well. India's food processing ecosystem offers enormous investment opportunities to stimulate the growth of the food retail sector, encouraging economic policies and also attracting fiscal incentives by the government. Now, the Ministry of Food Processing and Industry, Government of India, is taking all the necessary measures to boost the investments in the food processing industry. Some of the initiatives that have been taken are the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprise scheme, the production link incentive scheme for food processing industry, which aims to boost the domestic production, manufacture and increasing the exports from India while supporting the food manufacturing at home as well. India's agriculture and food processed products exports were up by 13% compared to the last year, and it stood at $19.69 billion. By 2025, it is said that the Indian food processing industry will reach an estimated $535 billion, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 12.2. Now, the major boost for this is the Tier 2 and the Tier 3 cities that are growing in India, the increasing trend in urbanization and increasing recourse to processed and and packaged food by the citizens of the country as well. So consumption of more processed food in the coming years is going to happen in the urban areas, and also which involves the tier 2 and the tier 3 cities as well. Government aims to make India as a global hub for Shi Anna or the millets, and 100% FDI is permitted under the automatic route for food processing industries in India, and 100% FDI is allowed through the government approval for trading, including e-commerce of food products manufactured or produced in India as well. The World Food India of 2023 will feature various pavilions that are designed to showcase the innovation and the strength of India's food processing industry. So if you look, India is we have some firsts to our basket. India is the largest producer of spices, milk and pulses. India is the second largest producer of tea and sugarcane. Tea is world famous of India. India is second largest food producer of food grains, fruits and vegetables and health. Some of the growth drivers for the food processing industry in India are the agri-commodity hub, the huge consumer base, the strong economy, conducive policies, and one district, one product scheme, where the government wants to export one product from each district and make India an agri-export hub of the world. The next most important news that made headlines today was the Union Minister of Shipping launching the domestic sailing of the first international cruise liner called as Costa Serena in India at Mumbai. Now, India has a vast potential for cruise tourism, and the government is counting on tourism as a earner of not only foreign exchange but also to boost the income of the country as well. And the government has been nurturing the concept of Dekho Apna Desh, pushing the local residents of the country, that is the citizens of the country, to go and see the various the tourism spots in the country to generate more income and also employment opportunities as well. Tourism is one such sector that can generate employment in the place where the tourist places are situated. India, with respect to cruise tourism, is a long littoral. It is a littoral country and has a vast coastline of 7,516 kilometers, spanning 9 states, 2 union territories, and 2 island territories that are strategically located in the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea as well. Now, these states and union territories are home to 40% of the population. In India, we have some 200 ports with unparalleled natural, cultural, religious, historic and heritage tourism assets as well. In addition, there is availability of cruise coastline with the entire Indian Ocean rim consisting of 24,000 kilometers, which is majorly untapped still. And therefore, coastal tourism within and across these states and the territories through ships home ported at these ports will be capable of generating forex exchange, and domestic tourism spends can increase as well. So currently, the cruise tourism traffic in India is highly limited. Cruise shipping is one of the most dynamic and fastest growing components of leisure industry, and the government is giving a major boost to cruise shipping. We already have a cruise shipping policy by the Ministry of Shipping that was approved in 2008. Now, the objective of the policy is to make India an attractive cruise tourism destination with state-of-the-art infrastructure and facilities at various parts of the country to attract the right segment of foreign cruise tourists to cruise ship in India, and also to popularize cruise shipping among the domestic Indian tourists as well. Ministry of Tourism has been promoting cruise tourism among the various new initiatives taken up. Indian tourism sector is usually centered around 4 most important components, that is the coastal tourism, ocean tourist, river cruise tourism, and the island and the coastal assets. At the recently concluded Global Maritime Summit in 2023 organized by the ministry itself, discussions were revolved around making India a major destination for cruise tourism because of the potential of the large coastline and also the rivers, especially the inland waterways. And we have a target of increasing the cruise tourists to 50 million cruise passengers in India by 2047, and this is information given by the Ministry of Shipping. Now, Costa Cruises is expected to carry approximately 45,000 passengers in the next 2-month voyages. Such cruise initiatives are a part of the Dekho Apna Desh initiative of the Ministry of Tourism, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also appealed to the middle class to prefer domestic tourism instead of international tourism, so that it can increase the income of the economy as well. Now, apart from launching luxury cruise, recently the Government of India has launched its own luxury cruise on the river Ganga called as Ganga Villas. Another major, that is Costa, is all set to start its coastal cruise operations from Mumbai today. And Union Minister for Port, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal flagged off the domestic sailing of the Italian cruise ship Costa Serena in Mumbai. With this, Costa will become the first international cruise liner to offer domestic itineraries to India and will offer international cruising experience along the Mumbai, Goa, Lakshadweep and the Cochin routes as well. Centre is very focused on bringing India on the cruise map of the world, keeping in mind the long coastline and the internal rivers as well. According to the Ministry of Shipping studies, the studies have shown that riverine and coastal cruise will be about rupees 35,000 crore market, and which can be tapped in the next 10 years. Now, the passenger potential for this is close at 10 lakh by 2030 and 47 lakh by 2047. But then there are major backdrops also with regard to the cruise. So what are the steps needed to develop the cruise? Though we have such high potential, it hasn't been developed on par which is expected. So there is a lot of potential for the cruise tourism in India, but what has to be done? Now, an integrated roadmap and infrastructure development for cruise tourism across deep sea, allowing big cruise ships to come to India, Indian ports and harbour there, coastal islands, river cruising, which ties all actions of ministries and states in a time-bound manner. Ports with cruise terminals for large ships and jetties, quays, marinas, etc. Small cruise ships are needed, and dedicated skilling is needed for cruise tourism with regard to professionals that are required on these ships. Sensitization of the stakeholders with regard to criticality of cruise tourism. There is also an imperative to have a standard operating procedure for all the ministries and the departments, enabling cruise tourism to be those like customs, immigration, ports, waterways, states and other stakeholders as well. And also the tax structure needs to be decided with regard to GST, TCS, custom duties, which need to be addressed in an urgent manner to enhance the cruise tourism in a holistic manner, and this will reap the potential of cruise tourism in India to the fullest. So this were the two major economic topics that made news today, and I hope this was really helpful to you all. Please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to comment, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.